All right, I see that you are back. So that lets me know that you guys are enjoying this series and you are getting high value out of this. And this is my main aim. My name is Krisha Sarah Bowen, and I am passionate about helping people just like you to convert their lived experiences, their knowledge, their experience, their qualifications into powerful online course business assets that increases their income, their profitability, and their leverage. Now, today I want to talk about two ingredients that make a powerful combination inside of your online business. That combination is courses and community. Now, one of the ways that you can increase success rate inside of your program is by combining courses and community. I know a lot of people want to set it and forget it because you've probably heard that the online course is the best way to get passive income. You just put some time into recording videos, you put it into a portal, you sell it, and voila, maybe you're a millionaire. There might be some truth to some of the theory, but in terms of how you actually practically do this, there must be some skill and some strategy. Now, one of the things that I like to tell my clients when they are building an online brand is that community is very important. A community is a collaboration of people, my definition, not Webster, that share common values. So when you are building a community, it means that you share insights on your value, what you believe, your personality, and people that share that same belief or even enjoy your personality, enjoy your way of thinking. They now follow your community, and that community now becomes supporters of your movement, supporters of your brand. Now, when you are building community, it is essential to share your ideas or your thoughts on a particular topic. I call this thought leadership. You may have heard about thought leadership in the past. Thought leadership means that I have a specific thought that I believe that I share. People that have this same belief now connect and follow and join with me in this belief. One of my core beliefs is that you should not build a business outside of or attached to your purpose, because you will become frustrated in that business and your drive to do it or to continue to build it will diminish over time. That's my core belief. People that believe that, like I believe, follow my movement. Purposeful, profitable entrepreneurs. People that don't believe what I believe, that is fine. They have their personal belief, but I share what my belief is. Another thing that I believe is that every business should have an online course, and an online course is a very powerful business asset. People who don't believe like I believe, that's fine. But people who share my belief, they follow and they become a part of my community. Other parts of my belief is that my faith powers everything that I do with my purpose. People that don't believe what I believe, that's fine. But you see, the common thing here is I am building community based on what I believe. People that share that belief can now join me on this journey. Does it mean that I know everything on this journey? Absolutely not. But what it does mean that I share what I believe, and people that believe like I believe follow me on this journey. So when you're thinking of leveraging courses and community, the only way to build community is to share your beliefs. You should have a series of set things that you believe. That's the reason maybe why you started your business, the reason why you do what you do. And you now have thought leadership because I'm sharing my thoughts. Now, initially, people may not believe as you believe, but when you begin to share why you believe what you believe and show proof of what you believe transforming your life, then you now get what I call thought leadership. When I started my business back in 2015, I started my business from sharing my story. Now, I had no clue what my purpose was, and I began calling it writing diaries of purpose. Another one of my beliefs is that you can write your way into clarity about your purpose. So I'm a very strong proponent of journaling and answering questions. I asked myself, Krisha, who are you? What do you like? What do you want to do every single day? And journal that until I came into clarity. Now I began sharing that online. And as I began to share it, people like me who believe what I believe started to follow, and they became a part of my community. Now, over time writing, I got into clarity. When I got into clarity, I started to share the next layer of thought. And the next layer of thought that I believe is that you are one person for everything in your life, and everything flows from you. So if you are not clear on who you are, everything else flows unclear. So I started to share this belief, and I started to share why knowing your purpose means that you will have better relationship, a better business, better career, and you will experience more fulfillment in your life. As I begin to share this belief and I begin to live out this belief, people who now started to think like I think started to become a part of my community. Now, I recognize that my life's mission was to influence thought to change behavior. As I begin to transparently share my thoughts, people now begin to agree with what I believed, or people that already thought like I thought became a part of this movement, and my community began to grow. So for every layer of evolution of purpose, there were new people that joined the journey. And for every time I learned something more about myself, I shared it, and there were new people that joined the journey. This is what you should be doing when you are building any online brand or business. You want to be transparent about why you believe what you believe in relation to your business. This belief might be the main reason why people do business with you, because they believe as you believe. Now, because of constant community building, this is how I was able to leverage my information and my knowledge, and to be able to have some great experiences to now where I am Chief Operations Officer of an educational company in Atlanta, Win the Day Group, where what I do is transparently what I've been doing with my community and my audience for years. I only got that opportunity because I was doing what my CEO, Marcus, was looking for. While he met me, I was already in motion of doing what I'm doing now. People of great influence and great value, they are able to identify skill. They are able to identify people of great value as well. Did I see great value in myself and what I was sharing at that time? Absolutely not. But because I was transparently sharing my thoughts, my belief, what I wanted to do, we actually met when I was doing something called Purpose University, where I believe that every person has a lane, and if we come together, it should be a grand university of people living in purpose, but also teaching other people who connect to their purpose how to live in their purpose. I'm sharing all of this backstory to share with you, why community and courses are the perfect marriage, because people that believe like you believe now want to learn from you. They now want to learn what you know, and they now want to follow in your footsteps. This is how you get clear steps to move people from point A to point B. Because of this constant learning, you will always increase in value. And I always say this in every training. Time is not equal to money. Value is equal to money. So when I become a person of rare value and I constantly increase in value, I increase in income. What does that mean? As my community increases, I increase and my income increases. As I learn new information, I now package that information, and that package now increases my leverage, increases my income. So I now have this continuous progressive business model that grows like I grow. Now, this is why your online course is an asset, because it grows as you grow. You will learn better ways to say what you've said in years past. You will learn new ways to say what you've said better. So now you are able to now add, pivot, make changes inside of that online course or your programs as you grow, as you learn. So even though you're leveraging courses and community, constant learning is a very big part of that. It helps you to continue to innovate. And as you learn more about your industry, listen, this is your competitive edge right here. Learn more than anyone else in your industry. And don't be concerned with what people are doing. Look to learn, never to compete. So when I look at other people in my industries, I'm looking to learn. I'm not looking to compete. I'm not looking to be jealous or envious. Yes, I might be inspired by something I see someone has done, but I always think of, okay, how can I now innovate in this and now become better? You should become a student of your voice. If you're saying, I want to leverage courses and community, you have to become the best at that thing that you say that you are great at. So your knowledge is capped at a certain place because you only know what you know right now about your topic. But you should be constantly putting yourself in situations to learn more. You should be connected to people that have done greater in the lane that you are working in. And you should be innovating. And as you are innovating, remember, you are building this massively growing community. I love that in my community, there are people that have been following me from 2015 and they have stayed connected to the journey and they've seen me grow and leverage my brand at multiple levels. But I also love that in this current year, there are people who are now finding me and they can now fall into my movement based on my current level and they can still fit in and they can go back to see years of history. Don't be afraid to share your vulnerability because community is going to help you win in your online course. Because as you learn and you grow, you'll now be able to share new insights, and that insight is what's going to increase in your income. I know that you guys are receiving great value out of this series. I would love it if you would leave some comments. Tell me some things that you want to learn more about. Tell me some topics that you are interested in. I'm going to be sharing more on purpose development, business development, and course creation on this platform. But I would love to know what you've been learning, what you've been implementing, how this has been helping you. And if you would like me to go deep on any of the topics that I'm sharing, please leave your girl some feedback, and I would love to know what are some of the things that you guys want me to share on. As always, I'm appreciative. Listen, your attention is the most expensive and the most valuable thing that you have. So I appreciate every time you stop to pay attention or to listen to the value that I'm sharing in this forum, in these video series. I'd also appreciate it if you like and subscribe, and if you share this training with anyone that you think might find value in what I'm sharing. I'd also love for you to share it with decision makers, people who are looking for innovators, creative thinking, people who are looking for someone to inspire their leaders, not only in personal purpose, but corporate purpose. It will be a great honor for me to connect with you and to share some of my insights and my value into how you could not only weave purpose in every area of your life, but increase your profitability, increase your output, and increase the income that you are making in your online business.